We hear all the time about billionaire CEOs, but what about the companies they run? I mean, what does it actually look like when a single corporation makes more money than entire countries? The numbers, they get so big they almost stop feeling real. So today, we're going to decode them. All right, let's start with this number right here, $300 million. What do you think that is? The GDP of a small island nation? The price tag on a new mega yacht? Well, it's something way, way bigger than that.
That is how much profit the single most successful company on the planet pulls in every single day. So, who are these corporate titans? And how is it even possible to generate wealth on that kind of epic scale? That's exactly what we're about to find out.
But hang on. Before we can crown a winner, we need to get on the same page about what we're actually measuring. When we say a company is profitable, what does that truly mean? Because trust me, not all money is created equal.
So for our purposes, we're zeroing in on one key metric, net income. You've probably heard it called the bottom line, and that's because it's literally the last line on the accounting sheet. It's the money that's left over after a company has paid for everything, all the supplies, all the salaries, the marketing, the taxes, the whole shebang. It's the cleanest answer to the simple question, how much money did you actually get to keep?
And that's a really crucial distinction to make. See, profit is that big absolute number, how much cash is in the pile at the end. But profitability, that's all about efficiency. I mean, think about it. A company could make $1 billion in profit, but if it costs them $999 million to get there, they're not very profitable, are they? The real giants we're about to meet, they are absolute masters of both.
And it turns out, these colossal profits aren't just randomly scattered across the economy. Nope, they are overwhelmingly concentrated in just a handful of key sectors. Let's pull back the curtain and see where the big money is really made. So when you look at the top 50 most profitable companies in the world, a really clear picture starts to form. The road to massive wealth basically runs through just three main arenas: technology, which builds our entire digital world; energy, which powers our physical one; and financials, which, bankrolls everything else. Let's dive into that first arena, the digital dynasties. These are the companies that have completely reshaped our modern lives and have reaped some pretty incredible rewards for doing it. First up, we have Alphabet, which is, of course, the parent company of Google. And its dominance is it's hard to even wrap your head around. Get this, every single second of every single day, Google servers process over 100,000 searches. That is the network effect in its purest form. The more of us who use it, the more valuable and profitable it becomes. And all that digital dominance translates into a truly staggering bottom line, almost $74 billion in net income, annually. And then, of course, there's Apple. Now, their strategy is a bit different, but it's every bit as powerful. They build these beautiful premium products like the iPhone, and then they lock us into this incredibly high-margin ecosystem of services. Think the App Store, Apple Music, iCloud. It's a brilliant profit-making machine.
And the results? Well, they speak for themselves. An incredible $97 billion in annual profit. That puts Apple right at the very top of the tech world.
But hey, the digital world isn't the only place where these massive fortunes are being made. The companies that control the planet's actual physical and financial resources, they're operating on a scale that is just as mind-blowing. So, meet Saudi Aramco. What makes them the undisputed king of energy? It comes down to one word: efficiency. Because of their massive, easy-to-access oil reserves, it costs them as little as $3 to produce a barrel of oil. That is a tiny fraction of what it costs their competitors, giving them this unbelievable built-in advantage. And that advantage? It translates into the single largest annual profit of any company on the planet, over $120 billion. That's right, this is the company that's making that $300 million a day we talked about at the start. Okay, now let's talk finance. The Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, or ICBC, isn't just another bank. It's practically a symbol of China's global economic ambitions. As the biggest of the state-owned Big Four banks, it's the financial engine that's powered so much of that country's incredible growth. And you can see that scale reflected right there in its bottom line, an annual profit of over $51 billion, a true financial colossus. So, we've met the titans of tech, energy, and finance. Now, let's put it all together. It's time to see the full, official, global leaderboard of profit.
And here it is, the top 10. You see Saudi Aramco sitting at number 1, of course. But look at the rest of the list. You've got the tech giants we talked about, Apple and Alphabet, right up there with financial powerhouses like Berkshire Hathaway and ICBC. It's that massive concentration of wealth we saw earlier, all laid out in a single table.
And you just can't miss the geopolitical story that these numbers tell. This isn't just a list of companies, it's a map of global economic power. The United States is completely dominant, with 6 of the top 10. China is the clear number 2, with its 3 massive state-backed banks. Add in Saudi Aramco at the top, and you can see how global profit is really concentrated in the hands of just a few economic superpowers.
But here's the thing. The story of profit isn't just about endless growth and success. When you're playing at this level, the stakes are unbelievably high, and the potential for failure is every bit as huge as the potential for reward.
Just think about this for a second. In 2022, Saudi Aramco posted the largest annual profit in corporate history, over $161 billion. But look at the other side of that coin. The largest annual loss ever recorded was by AOL Time Warner back in 2002, a catastrophic loss of nearly $99 billion. It's a pretty powerful reminder that with great profit comes great risk.
Which really brings us to the final question. We use profit as the ultimate scorecard, the ultimate measure of a company's success. But in a world that's changing this fast, with new technologies, shifting markets, and global power dynamics in flux, it really makes you wonder, in this high-stakes game of corporate profit, is anyone's position on the throne ever truly secure?